South African rugby is set to change and it might never be the same again. In this episode, you will get a front row seat as we dive deep into a major development. SARU has a special General Council meeting coming up, and the stakes have never been higher. On Thursday, 17 October, the South African Rugby Union is set to vote on proposals that could see private equity investment in a newly established company that would manage the commercial rights of SA Rugby. That means a potential 20% stake for private investors in a venture that will oversee sponsorship, broadcasting, and more. Now, each of SARU's 14 full members will vote on the matter. Those are the 14 provincial unions, so that would be Western Province, Boland, Southwestern Districts, and so on. The proposal needs a 75% majority vote in order to pass. So what is 75% of 14? I'll do the maths for you. It's 10.5. So 11 of the provincial unions will be required to vote in favour of this. Put another way, the SARU members have the power to shape the sport's commercial future. Now, the game's rugby affairs, that would be management, coaching, contracting, and selection of all national teams, as well as competition management, will continue to be the responsibility of SARU. Now, this isn't just about the numbers, guys. It's about the future of South African rugby. Riaan Oberholzer, the CEO of SA Rugby, or SARU as it is still currently known, describes this as a watershed moment. It's an opportunity to globalize the Springbok brand in a similar manner to what New Zealand have done. Now, the Ackley Sports Group, or ASG as I will refer to them throughout the course of this video, was chosen by SARU as the preferred bidder back in December. Now, what do we know about ASG, or the Ackley Sports Group? Ackley Sports Group is an expansion of the investment practice established in 2002 by Ted and Chris Ackley at Ackley Partners. Now, over 4 decades, Ackley Partners and the Ackley family have owned all or a part of a number of professional sports franchises. These include Leeds United Football Club, the Seattle Supersonics, the Seattle Storm, the Seattle Seawolves, and most recently, the 32nd NHL franchise, the Seattle Kraken, among others. Ackley Sports Group was formed in 2023 by Christopher and Ted Ackley of Ackley Partners LLC in Seattle, along with London-based partner Timothy Kirkwood. That's an important name. I want you to remember that one. He brings an extensive background in international finance and investment banking. ASG invests in the sports sector with a focus on leagues, teams, venues, media, technology, and development opportunities. Now, if we go back to February, that was when SARU announced that Ackley Sports Group, or ASG, are negotiating a partnership agreement to invest in South African rugby at all levels, supporting the professional game and growing the revenue base of the Springboks and SARU's commercial activities. The aim here is to invest in a commercial rights corporation which will hold all current and future revenue-generating assets of the Springboks and SARU. It will be majority owned by SARU, with ASG taking a significant minority interest. That's the 20% that I mentioned a little bit earlier in this episode. Now, at the time, ASG also said that Timothy Kirkwood, that's the name that I asked you to remember a little bit earlier, will be the man overseeing the Springboks relationship. So he is clearly a man we can expect to hear a lot more of and from, should this deal go through. So to reiterate, the scope covers the national teams and SARU's partnership in international competitions and domestic rugby properties. SARU's share of the proceeds will be used to fund the amateur, schools, community rugby, amateur refereeing, administration and governance, as well as other costs to run the amateur game in South Africa. Now, what do I think about it? I dig it. Private investment will bring financial security, as well as the capital investment needed to take the sport forward. I reckon having an American strategic partner guiding the box in this area will provide the resources to continue our dominance on the field, but also now off the field. Now, a series of information sessions have been held with each of those 14 member unions that we mentioned earlier, and I personally am hoping that they have been convinced. Private investment has already taken place within domestic rugby. Think of the Sharks, for example. But this would be taking it to a whole different level. And that is very exciting in my opinion. I like what Oberholzer said here. Our performances on the field have kept us near or at the front of the pack for several years, but we have been lagging off the field. This is our opportunity to catch up with our peers in that arena as well. So what do you think about this potential investment? Is it the right move for SA Rugby? I've tried to outline it here for you in as simple terms as I possibly can. But if you do have any other questions, be sure to put it in the comment section and I will try to explain to you in greater detail. And if you've enjoyed this video and you enjoy the other content that I put together, I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind supporting me. I want to go to the Rugby World Cup in 2027 for you and provide you with daily content on this channel. Now I'm going to need a little bit of funding to make that happen, and that's where you come in. So if you look down there, you'll see there's a button with a heart inside of it, with a $ inside of the heart, and if you click on that, that's called the Super Thanks button. It will allow you to make a highlighted comment on this video, and in addition to that, you will make a small donation to my channel of your choosing. I would very much appreciate that. If you are not yet ready to throw some money in my direction, well, another way that you can support the channel is by hitting the like button. That's the thumbs up one. You can even croc roll the like button if you prefer, and you can also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Now, we mentioned Riaan Oberholzer quite a lot in this video. He is the current CEO of SARU. He was also the CEO a long time ago, and he made a few mistakes in those days. And I've had two former Springboks and coaches on this channel to discuss some of those errors during that era. Kobus Versace gave me a very, very honest and truthful account of what happened in those days. You can go watch that video. It's appearing on your screen over here. And the coach at that time was Nick Mallett. I did a very good interview with him as well. It's over here for you to click on. Do enjoy, and I will see you in the next episode.